Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 180 Turnarounds YouTube channel. My name is Gavin. I am Tracy Carrington's assistant. If you're watching this, then you've asked Tracy a specific question, either through his coaching or in your own time, on what is the most effective way to utilize the social media platform called LinkedIn. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of tips on how I've worked with Tracy on building his LinkedIn channel, as well as a couple of social media things that we've done. And then actually at the very end, another program that if you're looking to try and streamline it and you want to gain as much traction and find the right clients for you as much as possible, there's actually a program that we have successfully utilized. We utilized it only for about 3 months, but it was because our needs, we'd already grown our platform. And so, but we want to recommend it to you guys because it is so great for starting out and getting that defined clients that you need. But without further ado, let's get right into the LinkedIn channel. That way you guys can see what I am talking about. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see. We're gonna be utilizing who better to use than Tracy's own LinkedIn social media page. So we're actually on his actual page right here. We've actually got his logo. If you have worked with Tracy, either you're a 10X client or you've worked with him through his 180 Turnarounds or TMC coaching, this is his personal business that he runs. And what we've got over here is we've got his logo, and in the background, we've got, of course, what it is that he does. It's a little restaurant in the background, kind of. Of course, his picture. You always want to be able to see who it is you're working with. One of the things that me and Tracy have both agreed on is whenever you're making something, you want to have a person that relates to. And that's one thing that we've both agreed with Grant Cardone that he's always talked about is have your picture there. Let people know who it is that they get to work with. One other thing that we've done too is we've actually got over here what it is that he does. And here's a tip that we actually learned as we were building our platform, our LinkedIn page, is you want right up at the top in your bio, you want to have something that says exactly what it is you want to do. With 180 Turnarounds, our goal is to grow your restaurant. Now, how do we do that and why are we doing that? Well, Tracy is the king of quick service restaurants. He's actually had some restaurants that he's worked with see 14 to 22% increase in sales. And of course, he's the founder of 180 Turnarounds and TMC Coaching. So those are some of his qualifications. Not only that, now those numbers aren't on there, but he'll tell you anytime we get to see like, why should you guys choose us to help you grow your restaurant? Well, those are some of our clients' own wins that they've had. But going further in, and you guys, you can also build all this under edit. So if you just click the edit button, you guys are able to do all of this all by yourself. And some of the best things to do is you guys want to, one thing I would advise, don't try to recreate the wheel. Sometimes it's better to just take somebody else's page that they've created. Like Tracy's already got a great page here. I'm not saying copy it, but model after it. Make it your own. So taking what Tracy has done, what he has built, Grant even talks about this, is like model success. So if you already found a successful page, simply copying and modeling it after what it is that your business does, I mean, do that. That's an easy way to get your page rolling and going. And then of course, we've got a link to his website here that we've added from the bio, ways to get in touch with him, his contact information, of course. And then of course, this is how many followers. We've got 1,100 followers. Now that is where he's at right now, of course, with 500 plus connections. It stops on LinkedIn. It stops at 500, but he's got way more connections than that. But now that we've kind of shown you a little bit of his page, what I want to show you is how do you grow a LinkedIn? Well, one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have consistent posting. If you go down to Tracy's page, you're going to notice if we show all posts, like what has Tracy been doing on this page? Now, right now we're advertising one of the books that he's written, which is The Toughest Challenges for Servant Leaders. That also relates to restaurants because that's a lot of where his leadership is centered around, is servant leaders in restaurants. And so we've actually been marketing that a lot throughout this last month of July, which is what we're in right now at the time of this recording. But notice there every single day, there's at least one post every day about this book, or at least something from Tracy where he's talking about it. And look, here's another one where it's a couple of people we had for a mastermind that he did. And of course, there's a quote about it. It's actually the Living Intentionally by John Maxwell. And there's a quote kind of centered around that. And then of course, there's videos where he's done a podcast. But the point I'm getting at is a consistent flow of content going in there on a regular basis. You got to show that there's life on your page. Now, if you're not sure on how to get that started, or you're needing help on that, you're more than welcome to find a social media expert that can help you with that. I actually do that for other people as well. I have a pretty open, I'm more than willing to work with people. I love getting, or if not, helping you get started on where to go. You can actually reach me at gavin@tmccoaching.org. Of course, if you're one of Tracy's clients as well, he also has my contact information to get in touch with me. But my email is probably the best way to get in touch with me if you're wanting to learn more on how to grow your own content, creating it, posting it, especially automating it. But don't want to get too much into that plugin, but consistent posting is one thing you're going to want to do. But now we get into the part that is super critical. This is how you're going to grow your LinkedIn page. And it's going to be by reaching out and by marketing yourself. Over in the top left-hand corner, in fact, we're just going to go to the homepage just where you can see it's always right there whenever you get on here. And what you're going to want to be searching for is you're going to be only searching for people that are in the industries that you're wanting to serve. So again, using Tracy as the example, he is in the industry of advancing and doing 1A turnarounds on restaurants. So we're going to type in restaurant, just in there, typing it in there. Now, there's other things that we want to find. So in order to narrow down our search, because if I just type in restaurant right now and I look for all the results, there's all kinds of people. So here's an owner, here's a president. Now here's one of the things, if you go to connect with this person, you don't always have to send a note when you're doing this, but sometimes it helps. But with us, when we send the note, we send it without a note. The first thing you're going to see is Tracy's name, and they're also going to see what it is that he wants to do. And so we just connect with all of these different people. One thing that I will advise you guys when you are building your platform, sometimes it is good to connect with people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. Like Tracy did since he coaches a lot, he got a lot of coaches as his followers in the very beginning. There's nothing wrong with that. The only issue is you guys are in the same boat as far as what you're trying to market. So why would you get connected with a ton of other coaches and not have any possible leads in your boat? So you want to make sure that you've got a good balance of coaches that you can relate to, you can communicate with, as well as potential clients that you want to get into. Because if not, what you're going to find is that a lot of your peers are going to want to be selling you more stuff. So I'm actually going to minimize that, but you get my point. Like, the more people you have that are in the same industry of you, the more likely they are to try and sell you their own product. So all I've done is I've just clicked in restaurant and I've searched for those people and I've connected. I want to see all the people though. And so it's just a matter of just going in, click connect. And that's it. Super easy. Now, not everybody will agree and connect right back, because of course they have to agree to that. But if they do, once they do, you've got them connected, and now you can start reaching out to them. Don't blast them with a bunch of stuff right up front, but introduce yourself, let them know what it is that you do and how you'd like to help them. Keep it short and simple. Don't make it a 5-paragraph communication. You always want to keep it short and simple. It's not about selling right up front. It's about getting to know the person and letting them know what it is that you do. That's it. Then after a couple days, you reach back out again, and then you're telling them you're trying to get an offer, trying to do maybe a free survey, Maybe it's depending on what your industry is. Tracy will sometimes offer a complimentary audit of the store, because a lot of stores, of course, restaurants will get audited on a regular basis. And so our audit finds any of the blind spots in the restaurant, what you guys are doing right, what they might need a little bit of an improvement on. There's some things that need to be worked on, or maybe some policies that need to be in place or that are not in place that need to be. And so those are just some of the things we do. And we usually charge quite a bit for that, but we give a complimentary one to where we can get our foot in the door and show them how we can actually help them improve their restaurant, which will then not only improve their revenue, their satisfactory, but also their revenue in the process. But if we wanted to narrow this down, this search, because this search is very broad, let's put in quotation marks, and we want to find CEO. So if I type that in, now I'm actually getting CEOs of restaurants. And then of course, what if I wanted, so keep in mind, yes, I am capitalizing that. That actually helps with the search. So we're gonna actually get rid of all this altogether. So we're gonna do restaurant, and let's do McDonald's. So what that and capitalize is doing is it's separating the two searches. I want you to find me restaurants, but I also want you to find people that also have McDonald's in their search model. So when I go into search, I'm only getting people that are in the restaurant industry, but they also work at McDonald's. So now I've got a way narrower search. Now I can actually filter this. So I can actually filter this even more so. So I know who they are, I know what they're working on. So you can actually look at, this is the industry I want, and this is the company that I'm after. So if you've got a list, or I would advise make one, of what industry are you trying to serve? And then also, what kind of companies are you looking to get your foot in the door? You can use just these two right here. You're gonna help narrow down your search from like over 1 million. Now we've got 133,000. And this is just one business that we can actually now start building rapport with these people to get our foot in the door of this industry. But we can narrow this down even further if we go into all filters. So now we're going into all filters. Well, for us, we're located in the United States. So we want to keep it to the United States. Of course, if there was ever an opportunity to go out of the country to go serve a restaurant, I guarantee we would be willing to. But for the time being, we're centered around the United States. Of course, we want it to be McDonald's. This is the main one. These are just some other suggestions that they've got for us. Then we don't really want anything past that they've done. We want it to be current. So we want it to be up to date. Of course, we want them to be in the food service, food and beverage, restaurants. These are all parts of the industry, because it could be that they're under food and beverage services. They don't have restaurant in their category because this defines it. So we want to make sure that we're not missing anybody. English. And then we want to find out, what is it that they do? So do we want them to be in marketing, or do we want them to be in operations? Well, we're going to want them to be in operations. So that being said, because those are usually the ones who are the decision makers. So you want to know who your decision maker is. Like Grant always talks about, find the gatekeeper and find the decision maker. Normally, if you can find the gatekeeper, you're going to find out who the decision maker is. But if you also know what the decision maker normally is going to be, that's what you want to search. So now we've got, instead of getting rid of the CEO in the title, we've just done operator, and now we've narrowed it down to 16 results. So now these are 16 different people that we can reach out to. There's an operations manager for McDonald's. That's a guy we can message. Supervisor at McDonald's, another one we can reach out to. Customer service specialist, project and business manager for them. That's another one we can reach out to. So these are people that now we've got a much more narrower list of people that we can reach out to, making that list on LinkedIn. So that's the way that you can filter through LinkedIn and find the people that you want. Now, my advice to you is take about maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day, or maybe 3 hours a week. Just space it out, schedule it out on your own time. And then that way you can actually go through, make a list of who you want to target and who you want to reach out to and who do you want in your following. So then once you've got that, you can start reaching out to these different people and get them in your following base to where you can build that up. Now, I did mention at the beginning, there was a program that Tracy and I utilized. We utilized it for about 3 months. And the gentleman that we worked with, amazing guy. If you haven't got to meet him, his name is Daniel Wax. We'll have the link for everything for him in the description to where you'll be able to reach out to him. But he has a company called Self-Disrupt. And what Self-Disrupt does is for LinkedIn, everything I just showed you and talking about reaching out to everybody, engaging with those people on LinkedIn, that's a lot of time. And if you're as busy as Tracy and myself are, you don't always have the time to do that every single day when you've already got your business going, but you're just trying to grow your social media presence. What Self-Disrupt does for you is all you do is you narrow down who it is you want to find. You get that list of 133,000, just like what we did. And what Self-Disrupt does is it's a program on your behalf that will actually reach out to these people. It's a whole campaign. You design it all. You take about 10 minutes, design it all up front. You make all the words that you want it to say, anything you want it to reach out, how you want it to notify you as well. And you just start reaching out to people and you create those connections, and it will find their actual contact information on your behalf. One of the cool things that we found with it is that it built us a whole list of people with not only LinkedIn contact information, but emails and phone numbers for some of these guys. Because Self-Disrupt not only looked at what was on LinkedIn, but looked them up in the company itself, being able to find out how do you actually get in touch with these people. So if you haven't got to yet, the link for that will be in the description. But that is the end of the video. I hope you guys have learned something valuable from this. If you have any more questions or things that you would like to have answered, you can reach me at gavin@tmccoaching.org. And of course, if you're one of Tracy's clients watching this video, you can actually reach me. You can let him know that you want to get in contact with me. He'll pass that information on. I'd love to sit down and talk to you and find out how I can help you grow in LinkedIn and in other social media platforms. Thank you guys for watching the video. Take care and let's win together.